Welcome to a second update today, as it's the day of Polkadot. And is Polkadot or the only one, or is his little brother Cosmos going to follow suit as well? That's what we're discussing in this second update today, as the market has been doing relatively fine. We are behind on Plan B's schedule, but I've discussed that earlier this morning, that it's completely fine to be a little bit behind. As Plan B is still one of the most strict analysts and making an analysis on the predictions of Bitcoin. I think no one has been getting closer than he did. Before we're going to discuss Polkadot and Cosmos, we're going to say that you should be subscribing to this YouTube channel and also like this YouTube update if you enjoy the content. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, as I said, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, where I'm making daily content on the markets. Looking at the structure of Polkadot, we can see that we have almost got towards a new all-time high. And we've also been discussing Polkadot earlier, in which we were discussing potential target points as $75 and $115 are the next target zones based on the previous high, based on the previous low, as then you can derive the next target zones through Fibonacci extension. And we're doing that, you can achieve a target zone of $75. However, there's parachains coming up, there's hype around Polkadot, there's lots of momentum here. So where should you be buying Polkadot at this instance? And we have been discussing that in the updates previously too. The entire green zone was the critical level that you preferably want to see Polkadot sustain above. And actually it has been holding above, and we even didn't get towards a retest of that area. We've had a brief retest of the previous high, resulting in continuation to the upside. Especially when you base it on a daily time frame, you can see that we have been accelerating quite fast. Looking at the price structure on the USDT pair, we can look at a critical level that you want to see it sustain. That is the entire zone around $43. If you want to get the best spot, I think that's the crucial level that you want to see it sustain, especially given that we've just had a brief retest of the area around 39. And that therefore we can result ourselves in continuation to the upside, and you generally don't want to see it coming back all the way back towards $39, and therefore the area around 43 is a very important one. Almost going towards a new all-time high. Let's look at the lower time frames, in which you can see that this entire block around $43 is literally the area that we want to see sustain. Are we going to get it? I don't know. But if you want to start becoming aggressive on an approach for Polkadot, you can do that by attacking $45 and then lowering it down towards the 43 area, as those two levels are the levels that I would be looking at for potential trades. Of course, you don't really want to FOMO into the coin right now. You clearly want to get into a position when it's correcting a little bit and get some retest going, just like we have been seeing on the price action on the left. So critical area is $43, level to watch is 45, continuation and target points are still the same, which is around 75. Looking at Polkadot against Bitcoin, we've also stated some levels that we should be watching as critical zones. Preferably I was watching for a green zone retest, which we did not get. We actually got a beautiful retest of the area around 5,600 sats. We also got a beautiful retest around 6,300, and as you can see, the price action constantly makes those retests. So here we also get another one going at 6,800 sats. We are doing the exact same trick when it comes to Polkadot. So what is the critical level that you want to see it sustain? That is the area that we are holding up to here around the green zone. So this entire green zone is the area where I want to see it sustain. If that sustains, I suspect the markets to be bullish still. If we're looking at an aggressive approach and potential support resistance flip, I think we might be looking at a flip of the area around 7,150 sats. So when we're looking at the lower time frames, and after that we get to the target points, we get confirmation of this critical zone. That's this entire region that we got here. So around 7,000 sats to 7,150 is the conservative approach if you want to get into an entry for Polkadot. So I'm always giving those crucial levels to sustain. If we get in that range, you probably get a very nice and healthy long going on. When we're looking at the lower time frames, we can also start looking for an even more aggressive approach, just like we have been doing with the USDT chart. And then you're going to look at a potential trade around 7,500 sats. As an aggressive approach, you can also start using this DCA or scaling in approach before we're going to get towards a new run. What are the target points based on this one? Well, first we've got the entire region around 9,000 sats to clearly break through if we want to be bullish on Polkadot at this point. If we are going to break that area, then we're going to get into Fibonacci extension tool, and then we get towards 14,000 sats and possibly even towards 20k sats. Second coin that I want to discuss is Cosmos. We have been discussing this one also in the updates, and we're currently seeing a level that I find interesting myself. So pretty nice support resistance flip of this entire region here, right? Pretty nice bounce back up, and it caused a rally of about 30%, 38 actually. And since then we're getting into a corrective area here. What I'm assuming with this quickly is that Bitcoin is going to run back up. So currently we're chopping around with Bitcoin, crucial area held. If we're going to lose 60k for Bitcoin, I'm assuming we wick all the way down towards 56 in May to 57. But if that one is going to hold 60k and going to show strength, it seems very likely that the Bitcoin pairs for altcoins are going to follow a scenario like this, in which we are going to correct even more. However, if you want to start getting into positions at this stage, and one of them could be Atom, the green zone is one to target. So the entire range around 5,700 to 6.1k sats is definitely an area where you want to look for day trade opportunities. Clear invalidation below 5,500 or even below 5k, and if 5k sats is lost, you're going to look at the green zone for a potential long entry for Cosmos. I think Cosmos is still eager for a big run to be happening, but you should be careful with the actual impact that Bitcoin could be making to the price action. So definitely this is an area to watch. And then second, if this one is lost, you're going to look at a scenario that I've written down here. Looking at the USDT pair, currently on a crucial area for a bounce play. I've marked this entire zone for a potential trade. If you want to get into Cosmos, nicely has been hit. If you want to get into swing trade opportunities, I've also been discussing this entire block of interest here, in which the best opportunity is given around $29, as that is still a support resistance flip to have. The second area is the one that we're currently acting in, which is between 34 to 36 bucks. Both can be used. You can use the DCA strategy to build a nice position for yourself, as you never get the best entry, you never get the exact top, but you can start accumulating still at those levels. Where are we currently with the markets? It seems very comparable to have this block comparable to any of these price structures that we have been acting in previously. So if we take out the previous all-time high for Cosmos, I think we're going to accelerate quite nicely. And then we've got 75 bucks as well as a target point, and then the second one is 100 bucks. So as a resume, Cosmos is currently on a point of interest. Also, you can use the DCA strategy, both on the Bitcoin pair as on the USDT pair. But if you want to be aggressive, you can take the entry point here already and use the stop loss to defend yourself for downwards momentum. Polkadot against USDT, nice breakout upwards, but I would still be waiting, if you don't have a position, to look for some entry points on lower levels where you can easily put in a stop loss yourself. Also looking on the Bitcoin pair, I think you want to look for any of these levels to flip for support before you want to get into any entry point at this stage, especially given the big run that we've just been experiencing on Polkadot. So I hope you have enjoyed this update. I hope we can see continuous strength on the altcoins. I would not be surprised if Bitcoin is going to take over the show relatively soon. Regarding the show, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the YouTube update, and I'll be back tomorrow with 2 fresh new updates. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.